What are we gonna record?
You think it was
Hello?
coincidence? So many
Bro.
good things all happening for you, all for you.
I heard that too, right?
Join me. Imagine what we could accomplish together.
What is happening right now? Why are you speaking to me?
Me, your greatest creation. Bringing you what you've always wanted. Power beyond your wildest dreams, and it's only the beginning.
Yeah, I know. White Forest is a very good deck, which is why a lot of people don't like running into it. It's not the best deck. It's my favorite deck.
Really? Really? You brought me on to edit this video? You know I hate this deck. This deck sucks. I hate it. Therefore, I hate you. I hope you lose every single game. I hope you brick. I hope you D-rank. I hope that every single time you try to open your kitchen drawer, the spatula is facing the wrong way. Alright, that last one was too much. I'm sorry, bro.
But I know your power.
No one says no to me!
Now, before I get into the meat of the video, let me explain what the cards do, because if you don't know what your cards do, you're probably going to lose. But if you want to jump ahead, I'll have chapters available to go straight into combos as well as the duels. And but yeah, I want to cover everything. So if you want to learn White Forest and potentially play it, I got you. So first things first, this deck sucks going second. But that can be said about any deck. If you play even the best decks and you open up with no hand traps or ways to interact or break your opponent's board, you're not going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But what I have to alleviate that, you have 2 copies of Maxi for going second. I mean, until this card gets banned, you have to play it. 3 copies of Fuva. I love this card. Unlike Maxi, this card is very balanced. You have 3 copies of Ash. This is mostly going to be there to stop Maxi or Fuva. You have 2 copies of Nib. If you give your opponent a rock, you're going to win. We have, for board breakers, we have 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More and Forbidden Droplet. Normally, I don't like this card because it gives your opponent a second chance. However, if you DRNM your opponent's field and you set up your board, you're not going to break it. You also have Droplet, which is great because you activate a card and then chain Droplet to it. You can stop your opponent's most important monster and then get into your combo. If you open up with this going second or this, you're going to win, essentially, as long as you have a starter. And lucky for us, we have a lot more starters this time. This deck, White Forest, was so weak before because all you had was either LZ, Sylvie, or Esteller. And if you didn't have any of these in your open hand, you weren't playing White Forest. You were just watching your opponent most likely play. Now, in addition, we have Witch of the White Forest, which lets you search any White Forest card. The only caveat is you'll get locked out of being able to summon dark monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So if you can do the Azamina play first and then activate this, great. But if you start with only just this, then you likely won't be able to set up this first. And there's a good chance you might end up with a Nibiru token before your turn ends, so kind of keep that in mind. But at least another option, The brand new Diabell monsters are insane. Diabells essentially gives you access to this, which you'll see once we start doing the combos. And she also has a second purpose, which is monsters you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Before, if your opponent baited you to use your Sylvia, and then they activated Raigeki, Dark Hole, or Lightning Storm, and you lost all your monsters, you probably lost a duel. Now, you ain't gotta worry about that, because if they try to Dark Hole you or Raigeki you and she's in the field, she will protect you. And she also gives you access to this card. And what this card does is you pay half your life points. To summon, it's very easy. You summon it by just banishing a spell trap from the graveyard or hand. But once this card is in the field, you get the quick effect, pay half your life points, target the card in the field, and pop it. And as long as this is a Diabell card on the field, which this includes your opponent, you get to summon a Synchro Spellcaster or Illusion monster from your extra deck. So that consists of either Poplar, which we'll get to when we talk about the combos, and also Silvera, which will basically Bukamoon your opponent's entire field. This card is insane. This deck is a lot of fun. This is probably the deck that made me fall in love with the TCG, by the way. So if you ever want to like dabble in something new, I highly recommend this. But I will say this, it is not an easy deck to play. This deck is very, very hard, and you're gonna make mistakes. I still make mistakes. I'll be like halfway through a combo and I realize, why did I do this? And then I end up on nothing. So kind of keep that in mind. But that's the fun of it. One more card I also want to talk about is the brand new Azamina Tower. This card kind of sucks. You don't really play it, but I want to try to highlight it in this video. What this card does is it lets you basically super poly your opponent's card away. As long as you have Saint Azamina on the field, which this card is very easy to summon, you get to choose this card and then one card your opponent controls, and then summon this card for free, and then you shut off your opponent's monster effects from hand or field that have 0 attack. Of just effects, period. Any effect that has 0 attack, they can't activate. And for every card your opponent activates, they lose 500 attack. So technically, if you can pull this out in turn 1, you might shut off a lot of your opponent's cards, which is actually insane. But you don't need it. That's the thing. It's just one of those extra things that's just unnecessary, but I want to try to highlight in this video. Now, one more card I want to talk about before I get into the main part of the video is AFS. Nobody really plays this that plays White Forest. I don't know why. I think this is an incredible card. for every single fusion or synchro monster that you control on the field or graveyard that is illusion or spellcaster, and also fiends, you get to target that card, that many cards you put on the field, and bounce it back to the hand. This is insane. If you set this card, by the way, going first, and your opponent sets up a board, they lose their board. It's insane. The thing is, you're not really gonna search for it that much. You're gonna prioritize searching for the other cards to get your combo. But let's say you already have one of these pieces, and you add this as well, you're gonna have a very unbreakable board. All right, that kind of covers all the basics. Everything else you kind of learn as you play, and in the combo section as well. But I kind of want to highlight some of the new cards and what the deck does in general. So hopefully that helps. That said, let's get to the combos. One thing I hate about Master Duel is we can't really test decks in a, I guess, Master Duel environment. The only way you can really like test combos is going to solo, but your opponent doesn't have like Ash Blossom and Imperm and stuff like that. So it's not really a good way to like gauge how good a deck is going first. Because any deck that goes first that has no interruptions is going to be insane to break. Almost unbreakable actually. So kind of keep that in mind. But again, the whole purpose of this is to show you what the decks do. So right here, we're going to go ahead and summon Sylvie first. This is one of your most important starters in the game, in the deck. I'm going to go ahead and use that to grab Tails. Boom. With Tails, you're going to activate it to immediately search for Sylvie. Or not Sylvie, Elzette. Bam. And by the way, this hand is great, but not insanely great. The thing is if they would have ashed this, I don't really have a plan B. I guess you could summon this technically, which is still insane on its own. But this card without another Diabell monster on the field means you don't get the summon effect from the extra deck. You only get the pop, so kind of keep that in mind. So from right here, you're going to activate Elzette and send away one of these spells or traps. Boom. And what Elzette does is she lets you add any White Forest monster from deck to hand, and we're going to actually use it to grab Elzette Azamina of the White Forest, not to be confused with Elzette of the White Forest. I know, it's already confusing. Okay, I'm going to activate this to reset it. We're going to reveal this, and we're going to use it to summon it. What this card does is you reveal it, and then you get to summon any White Forest monster from your hand. You're most likely always going to use it to summon itself. And from here, you're going to go right into Arciella, and we're going to trigger 2 effects. Boom. When Arciella is summoned, you send a spell or trap away that mentions White Forest. And we're going to activate it this first and send away SINFUL SPOILS of White Forest. And then we're going to activate this. If this is used for synchro material, you get to add any SINFUL SPOILS card from your deck to hand. And this gets you into your Omni negate basically before you go into fire summons, and then you don't end up with a rock. We're going to go ahead and add Deception. And then because we sent away a White Forest card, we're going to, well, not yet. We can activate this first. This also searches any White Forest card from your deck to hand. Now, this is where you can take a lot of different paths depending on what you're missing. This basically always adds a missing piece. Now, we need to get access to Diabell's, which is this card. So the best way to go about this one is to grab Witch. You could grab Afs, but I recommend Witch because you need to have your full White Forest field to ensure you don't get blown up, you know. Right now, technically, you don't need Diabell's, but I like summoning her because she protects you from card effects. We're going to go ahead and grab this. All right. And then reset this because this was sent away using a White Forest spell. Now we activate this, so we're still at 4 summons. And you know what's cool about Diabellstar Vengeance? She can be summoned from the graveyard or the hand, so you can use her to basically beat a cost. Add Hallowed, boom. And actually, we have 2 options here. Because we have multiple, actually, no we don't. Oh yeah, but yeah we do. Because we have multiple SINFUL spells in the field or hand, we can actually just straight up summon Azamina. And honestly, I might, no, let me not do that. That's what we're trying to avoid. Reason why is because we don't want to get nipped. So we're going to go ahead and activate this first. Send this away. Boom. And now we have our protection from Nibiru for the rest of the game. But we can still get to Azamina, Saint Azamina. So check it out. We're going to activate this first. When Diabell is summoned, she can grab any spell or trap from the graveyard. And people actually play this with Foolish Burial Goods. You can technically use any spell or trap and gain complete access to it by sending it to the graveyard first and then summoning it with this card. What we're going to actually do is we're going to just go ahead and get Deception back. And make sure you always activate this card, because if this card is sent away while face up, it resets itself at the end of the turn. And then to get Hallowed, all you got to do is activate it and bounce back a Azamina card. So we're going to send this back into the deck. Boom. And now, check this out. We're not going to go into any link cards here. We're going to activate Hallowed. We're going to send away 2. It's gonna be this and that, because you don't technically need this whatchamacallit, SINFUL SPOILS of the White Forest. I actually don't really play this card, but there is use to it, which I guess this is used technically right now. Basically, if you get stopped and you have another White Forest monster in your hand, and you happen to have this, or you already searched it, you can kind of keep the combo going. But it's just one of those situations things that doesn't always pop up. What this card does is it lets you summon any level 9 or lower Azamina monster from the deck or the extra deck, meaning you gain access to almost everything. You gain access to, except for this obviously, you gain access to more Regina, you gain access to Arceolago, but keep in mind that this needs to be fusion summoned for the effect to activate. You gain access to like Arsticaton if you play it. It's very good, but I also mostly use it to summon either Sylvia, or I use it to summon Regina, which is another card which is insane. This card probably won't come up as often, but it's a lot of fun to use. Something else to point out about Saint Azamina, this card, your opponent cannot target cards on their field, graveyard, or banishment, or discard on the field. Meaning, if your opponent has cards that require them to target first in the graveyard or banishment to activate it, they don't get to do that. This card is actually insane. This can sometimes solo Malice, if I can recall correctly, because Malice targets cards that are banished or graveyard in the graveyard, right? Something like that. Card's insane. It's underrated. All right, now that we have our combo, we're gonna activate this first because we're about to get locked out of our extra deck for whatchamacallit? For Dark Monsters. We're gonna go ahead and summon Regina. This actually lets you also summon a illusion monster from the graveyard, but we don't have any right now. So activate Witch right now. And what Witch does is this is going to get into our Diabell's access. Boom. We activate Diabell's. We're gonna send this away. We don't really need this. This is pretty simple. You summon Diabell's. Diabell's activates. You send Cursed. When Cursed is sent to the graveyard, it lets you add Philia. And when Philia is added to the graveyard, you get to add Vengeance. But we already have Vengeance, so we don't really need that. And then now we activate this. Boom. To send Philia and Cursed. And the reason why is because when Philia is banished, it actually powers up all your Diabell monsters on the field by 500. So boom, look at this. Boom! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your field. This is actually insane. And this is like off of a pretty mediocre White Forest hand. But again, also keep in mind, my opponent isn't activating any like Ash Blossoms, any of that stuff. But this right here is likely not losing. I mean, I guess I'll humor my opponent. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this and set this back up. Technically, you don't really need Diabell anymore because Diabellstar Vengeance does her jobs better. But it's another option. So, you're targeting my card. Do we care? We don't care. Go ahead. Again, my opponent does not have cards that they can use to blow stuff up. What else are you gonna do? You just go into battle phase? Sure. I guess they need to stop the Omni Negate. This also has an effect that triggers. We get to add a SINFUL spell scarf from the deck to hand when it's sent to the graveyard, so it still does something. And now my opponent is gonna end their turn by doing nothing. But we're actually gonna activate this. Pay half our life points. I'm gonna blow this card up. Boom. Actually, I had a chance to activate another card, but that's fine. We have this. We're gonna activate this. We're gonna go ahead and set these guys over here. Boom. And boom. We can use that basically for ammo. And then during the main phase, you can also go into a synchro summon, but we were at end phase, so we didn't get to do that here. And then something cool that we can do is we can just go ahead and make. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's say your opponent has a unbreakable tower in the field. Guess what? We do not care. We do not care. Azamina! I like how they added no animations into this game for these brand new cards except for Vengeance Dragon. And just like that, your opponent just dies. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, anybody that goes first and your opponent has nothing to interact with, you're probably going to build an unbreakable board that they can't stop anyway. So that wasn't really that impressive. But again, that was just to show you what the combos do. One more thing I want to show you actually is what to do if you don't open up with a monster. Instead, you open up with the Witch of the White Forest card. Let me just show what happens if you activate this first. You activate this, pretend these cards aren't in my hand. We'll use it to grab Sylvie, and now we're locked out of our dark cards in our extra deck. We summon the Sylvie we just added. Boom. Use that to add Tails. Bam. Let's pretend that we already had LZ in our hand. We activate LZ and send Tails away. If we didn't, we can still get to this combo by just sending this away instead. But pretend that this is already my opening hand. And with this, we add LZ of the White Forest. This is going to reset itself. Boom. Now keep in mind, you are going to get nibbed here if they have it. Because you can't get to your Omni Negate before they... before you build your board. So that's the one downside. But hey, every deck needs some kind of weakness. Go ahead and summon this. Pretend that we don't have a spell or trap in our hand. We're going to go ahead and use this to send... let's say... We'll send the... You know, I guess we can send this away. And then we activate this. And now Deception is technically dead. We don't want to really add that. So now we have other options. You could technically add this and search another Azamina card, which can get you into like Azamina ass. But let's pretend that we're gonna go for, you know what? It's still wanted because this can set some stuff up and also gives you another body. And then with this, we're gonna add, let's say, Avs. Yeah. Boom. Actually, oh no, it's fine. I thought I messed up for a second. Again, this deck takes some skill, and you can make mistakes very easily. Keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna go ahead and activate this and grab Tails, which we did not activate yet. Boom. And with this, we're gonna get to Diabell's, the brand new one. Boom. This is important. You need to have this on the field, otherwise you're gonna screw yourself. Activate this, and we're gonna send Avs because it's gonna reset itself. And just like I showed you off in the combo earlier, chain block number 1. We're gonna send Cursed away. Curse is another effect, but you're almost never gonna use it, I don't think. Curse says as long as you have 2 Diabell monsters on the field, you get to blow up your opponent's entire board, but that rarely ever happens. We're gonna go ahead and send Cursed away, or Curse. Activate Curse to get Phileas. Boom. And then activate Philia to add Vengeance. This has another effect, by the way. All your White Forest monsters, when they're attacked, the first time won't be destroyed by battle, so it has another effect that can potentially help you out with. All right, and then now we activate this, and we're gonna banish Philia. Actually, I made a mistake, but that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Summon you, and then this is gonna power up all your Diabell monsters. The mistake I made was I should have activated Wanted first. Not that it really matters. You don't really need Diabellstar here. This is just extra style points to get all the Diabell cards on the field. Summon you. Let's just send Stellar away. Animation! And then with her, we're gonna get one more interruption by setting you. And then boom. There's our field. So this actually still is quite a lot, actually. It's pretty insane. But all right, let's play some duels now and see what the deck actually does against real people. I'm probably gonna make mistakes just because I'm talking. It's one of those decks that you can make mistakes with very easily and cause you to lose. We're about to rank down. We're about to rank down on my tutorial video, but hey, we're going first. And check out the brand new Diabellstar mate. Keep in mind, I had just talked about how they hadn't dropped a Diabellstar mate, and they had just happened to drop it weeks later. Konami, I know y'all watching sometimes. All right, what's our hand looking like? Ooh. All right, so the problem here is we lose to pretty much any hand trap. So I gotta kind of keep this very important. What do I do here? So if I summon this right now and it gets ashed, I just die. But if I activate this, actually no, I have a plan B. I got an idea. We're gonna summon a Stellar first. Boom. And if they stop this, they have something. If they stop this, which will set up the SINFUL SPOILS cards as a plan B. So we'll send you away, and let's see if they have a hand trap. Perfect. That's great. So again, if this gets stopped and you got another option, you basically lose. Kind of keep that in mind. But we do not care because we can still send something else up, which is nice. Now, if they ash this, we do lose, and we're gonna go down a rank, but that's fine. Activate this, and now we can go into our plan B. So what I actually want to do here is I could technically activate this. Oh, I guess they already knew that it was game over. To kind of explain what I was about to do, I was gonna set up Diabell's, go into Vengeance, which you saw me do earlier, and that's a lot of interruptions on its own. So that's one of the beauties of the brand new cards that were released, is your opponent stops one thing and you still have a plan B. Before you stop one thing, there was no plan B. This is what I love about this deck. It's so fun, and like, there's a challenging aspect to it. There's also like the power aspect to it. And also the cards are cool. By far the best lore that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ever had. I said what I said. All right, as I mentioned, this deck sucks going second. They have a lot of accolades. All right, well, let's see what happens. This is great. You got to see all the best of both worlds here. Wow, they play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, roll up my sleeves. I guess roll it down and see what happens. So now we're hoping for board breakers or just any turn 2 option. And we have Max C. Now the question is do I want to blast this? By the way, we did not. We technically did. If we summon this, Tails would get us into our White Forest engine, and it most likely will stop this. But this is most likely branded. I'm gonna go ahead and blast Max C. And if they ash me, that's fine. Oh, no ash. Okay. Now I'm hoping this is I'm hoping that this is branded. because I can play into that. And also, unfortunately, like, I hate using Maxi in videos to kind of like break down what decks do, because Maxi on its own win. Like, you win the duel with this deck, with that card. Like, you can have the most mediocre field, and if you activate Maxi, you just win. I saw a tweet the other day. It was like, Rhymestyle would say that this deck or this field only lost because Maxi. Yeah, it was a breakable board, bro. It's a nice board, but even Droplet was breaking your board. Dark Ruler No More was breaking your board. The Maxi in your hand that makes you draw an extra card, an extra hand trap, like, not do much about that. All right, they ended their turn, so I assume that they have, wow. I assume that they have their own, they have Fuva. Now the question is, do they have Maxi as well? I'm gonna assume no, 60 cards. Let's go ahead and ash this, let's see what happens. Do you have Maxi as well? Oh, they did not. So one thing I hate about Maxi being legal in Master Duel is a lot of times people will activate a Mulch Army cards and Fuvalos, and then they chain Maxi. If that happens, you just lost. Because like a lot of times I have to think, do I want to ash Fuva, or do I want to potentially wait for Maxi and then ash that? But yeah. Again, I hate using videos like this or duels like this to show off how good a deck is, because I did not win because of my deck. I won because of Maxi. Ban that card already! Alright, do we get to do anything? And now we go to somebody who has like 4. I got some decent accolades. We're gonna go first. We always want to go first with this deck. Now, I kind of hope that they do hand trap me into hell, because I also want to show what happens if you get hand trapped.
2 hours later.
I want to note that I took so long to explain this duel that I ran out of time. So I'm gonna try not to do that. I'll try to speak faster, but I gotta keep that in mind. I only have a 300-second timer while explaining what you're supposed to do as you're playing. But if you have any questions, I guess any play that I do, you can just ask me down below. But I 100% had that duel. I just ran out of time during my opponent's turn. That's the worst part, is like if you take forever going first, and it goes back to your opponent, you don't get that much time back, which kind of sucks about Master Duel. But yeah, normally I don't take that much time setting up this board ever. Right, this is actually pretty decent. Ooh, this is perfect too. We're gonna activate Philia. No. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna activate Diabellstar first, because we gotta make sure that they don't have their negates. And we can reset this too, which is nice. So activate this. They're gonna try to stop it possibly. They almost always Empire or Valor, because they don't know what this. They don't know what you're running yet. And now is when it gets interesting, because if they happen to have Ash Blossom, I die. That's the problem. And I don't have access to. I mean, I guess I can technically no, because I can't summon it. So I have to activate this. If they have Ash here, I do die. Boom. Yeah, they have Ash. They have Ash. They have Ash. Oh, they have that. I don't really care about that. Transaction rollback in the deck in the graveyard. That really sucks though. All right, do you have Clock though? If they have Clock, that's fine, because you have Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom by itself souls this deck. I like how we have the brand new Altards going at each other. All right, then now we grab Sylvie. And this is where it gets kind of interesting, because depending on what they have, we're not gonna be able to do that much. But again, this is what Yu-Gi-Oh actually looks like when you duel against real people. All right, do you have Ash yet? Wait, what do you? Oh, you're imparming it. That is a problem. That is a problem. That 100% is a problem. But technically not the worst, because what we can do here is, because I need a spell trap. Is another weakness of this deck. What I can actually do is, if I go into you and you, and we're not going to activate the effect because we can't. We're actually going to do. We're going to ruin their day. And if I had this, but that's fine. This doesn't really do anything against Lab. We're just going to summon SP Little Knight and banish their starter. Boom. Yeah, transaction rollback in the beginning was crazy. Banish that, because they need this. And then that's really it. And then honestly, depending on what they have, this deck hard loses to Ash Blossom. So let's just assume that they got nothing. And I have another cool thing you can do during your opponent's turn. We can actually recycle some stuff. So let's see where this goes. Let's assume that they don't have their starter already. So I'm just going to Ash. Normally you want to save Ash for their trap. Welcome. And big welcome. But I'm going to assume that they don't have it. Probably shouldn't assume. Battle phase? That's fine. Because I have a plan B. They said something. right, we're gonna activate this. So, when you summon a level 4 tuner, LZ comes back into your hand. And you can chain block too. You activate this. This card is negated. But again, you can chain block in case they have like Ghost Ball or something. And they don't have Ash. So whatever card they have in their hand is something that they can't really play yet. Now, as long as we start draw a spell or trap, we still get to play, which is nice. Which we did not. But this actually gains us access to it. What is this? Oh, okay. Wow. That was a... I have never seen someone activate Hope for Escape. All right, we activate this. Boom. And we're gonna go ahead and just summon this first. We haven't normal summoned yet, so kind of keep that in mind. We're gonna... Oh, this is over. Basically, what's gonna happen was I was going to summon Silvera, Book of Moon, their field, so flip it face down. And because I used LZ Azamina for Sacred Material, I was able to add a spell, which I can then use to send away to summon LZ and add any White Forest monster to go full combo. So that was great. That was great. That was a great duel. Shows you like the back and forth, but again, I'm going first a lot. Going second is what's weak about the deck. All right, we went second, and our only options are Nibiru and Ash Blossom. So, and their name is FU Konami, and they have the stone statue. This is normally tied to... I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. This is normally always tied to some kind of stun, but they might just be playing pure Kashtira. It's possible. And if they ape out, they're not. Okay, they're not. Okay. If they ape out, I can just drop a Nibiru on their field. So I'm gonna actually do that. Make them think that we have nothing. Actually, no, I think they're just playing Kashtira. Okay, they are. Perfect, that's fine. And they're gonna completely ape out too, which is great. So I gotta make sure that I nib them before Unicorn. Like, I need Unicorn gone. Because Unicorn, if they hit my important cards, I only have one of, so it's a problem. Yeah, Unicorn's still a very, very strong card. Okay, they use Birth. They have Prep. But Prep summons from the advantage, so it doesn't really matter. And with this, they're gonna add probably, I wanna say, Fenrir? Oh yeah, Fenrir, because with Fenrir, you can get Riseheart. Now, if Riseheart hits my one-ofs, that's gonna be a problem, but honestly, when they summon, they're immediately gonna lose their field, so we have something to kind of play with. So let's see what happens here. Honestly, I'm in a position to already nib. Okay, they're gonna go into Shangri first, because they wanna lock off my zones. I'm gonna make them feel safe. They summon this. All right, if they hit an important card, it is over for me. I'm gonna let you know right now. Nib! This is about to hit me with cross out. Maxi? Because I know you don't have two. I'm not giving you two draws on your turn. Get out of here. This is called playing your opponent. Also, it's deck knowledge. You gotta know what the deck does. A lot of times people will see cash cards hit the field and just panic and start hitting everything, and then it's like, bro, what are you doing? You had game. Prep. That's right, just have Prep, but Prep is dead. All right, and we have full combo with Witch, but we have Deception, which is great, and we just drew a Stellar, which is fantastic. Now, if that is Maxi, we are screwed, but that's fine. I think we're fine. All right, we activate Deception first. If that is Ash, I want them to Ash this. I would love for them to Ash this. It's not. Now, what's activated on their field is their, this, but you can't activate this, so it doesn't do anything. All right, so whatever that is, we don't care anymore. Boom. And now we just kill them. Now we just kill them. You know what? I'm so greedy. I'm just going to normal summon the Stellar and just do the full combo this way. Boom. Activate a Stellar. You get to see like the Stellar play. It's a very stellar play too. All right, we summon Sylvie. Sylvie activates. We add our whatever it is. Just shut off your thing, dog. We add our tails. Let me make sure I don't talk too long and then end up like timing out again. This is a good duel to end it on as well. Super Poly? My brother in Christ, that doesn't do what you think it does. Also, why are you playing Super Poly in this deck? What deck are you playing? Who hurt you? Yeah, you lost. I was gonna say that doesn't do anything, because essentially what I was gonna do, I was going to summon Doom Dragon which you can just summon for free basically, and then target the Bureau token, put it up to my back row, and then just attack it for 1 billion damage. But yeah. All right. I think that's good enough for the video, to be honest. Nah, I gotta do one. I gotta do one with Vengeance Dragon, but again, it's so difficult to show off everything in the deck if people just leave. And usually by the time you summon Vengeance Dragon, you already won. Again, this deck, when it pops off, can be very, very powerful. It does a lot. It's just not good going first, or second, sorry. All right, speaking of which, ooh, this is a terrible hand. All we have is Nib. By the way, I love playing Diabellstar because, again, it's still sticking with the theme. Once you have a SINFUL spoils card in the graveyard, either you or your opponent, you get to summon this for free, and it basically will protect you from stuff like super polymerization, which you saw earlier. Because you gotta set it first. Unless you go first, in which case, yeah. All right. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool, I guess. You know the worst part about this? And birth. Well, you search birth. What is the last card that's set? Do you protect? Am I dead? Bro. I mean, I have to. Can I even play? Do I activate this? Let's activate this. Let's activate this just for the vibes. And we'll add, I guess, Tails. And now we're probably going. Okay, if my opponent is smart, they'll hit Arciela. The other great thing is because this is 2 decks in 1 now, we don't gotta worry about losing our most important card. But if they hit this, this is the most important bridge right here. If they do hit this, we did open up with Witch, so we're fine. We still actually get to do stuff, which is nice. But I need to kill this barrier statue first. Why are they still legal? Konami! My opponent has no clue what to hit. Watch them hit something stupid like SP Little Knight. Oh, Silvera, so you're smart. You're semi-smart. Can I kill the barrier statue? Watch me get mirror forced. Okay. Well, let's see what happens now. So first things first. Let's go ahead and drop the Biru because we won't need it here. We'll go into Diabellstar. If they have an interaction, they'll stop here. Okay. The other problem is I have to get rid of birth. So what I need my opponent to just be an absolute orangutan right now and hit birth as soon as possible. Let's see if I activate this. I don't have 3 cards yet. I think I should be fine. I need to stop birth from activating, basically. All right, it can set that, which is fine. We don't really care. This might be a good duel to show off, like. Oh no, they can just destroy Deception. That's right. Duh. Okay. Oh. Let's see what happens. And they can activate it, right? No, this only once per turn. Okay. Well, you know what I can do is I can do this. Check this out. This is why I like playing this card. If we set this and activate that, boom, boom. Nah, that card's gone. I ain't gotta worry about that. We activate Tails now. Hold on, we might still be able to do some stuff here. We grab LZ. Yeah, hitting this card exactly wasn't the best idea, but whatever. We do this. What I don't like though is I have to do this so backwards, but that's fine. And I also gotta make sure I don't try to run out of time because, you know, trying to explain what I'm doing is gonna get me fried. All right, we activate this. We get, I guess, well, we already activated that. So we probably get you. We can get Deception back, actually. Let's do this. Actually, I have a great idea. Hold on, my brain is just, oh my God, it's expanding. Editor, show my brain expanding. Look at that. Now watch this, you summon Diabell. We get Deception back. But they never let me activate it. And so I get to still activate the search section. But wait, if I do this, I'll make sure I do this right. If I do this, then I'm gonna be able to grab this. And with this, I go into Diabell's. With this, I go into, I got an idea. Trust. Really shows you the different paths this deck can take and why I like it so much. We do that. I will activate... I'll activate this first to get Diabellstar back. And we're gonna actually use her for fodder. This. Boom. Oops. Oh, don't do that. That we're getting fried. Going to Azamina. And then with this, we summon Arceolago. Boom. Actually, we can just do straight up this. I want to do this, though? No. I don't want to do this. Why, though? No, I want this. Let me just do the play that I want to do. Send this away. Boom. Then activate that. And we go into... if I do this, I can reset it, but Ass will bounce the entire deck. You know what? I've been preaching for AFs, so AFs might be the play here. And then we do this. We send that back into my deck. We activate. Let's just do this. Let's see where this goes. We might draw something crazy here. Put this back. Boom, boom. Ah, that works. Activate Hallowed. Let's get our Omni Negate. That. Oh, this is about to be crazy. This is about to be crazy. And then we activate the Diabellstar Vengeance. Let's banish, I guess, you and AFs. You're gonna get Snake Eye Dragon here in a second. I'm gonna activate this. What's more important to pop in this deck? You can summon another one. I mean, I guess they can get another one. So let's go and do this. Yes. Got Poplar. Boom. Poplar activates. Yo, watch their entire deck is just gone. We'll do this and that. Boom. And boom. I know I could have gotten LZ back, but it's fine. We don't really need it. What? No, that's the other turn. That was Sylvie that was activated. My bad. And then we activate Vengeance Dragon. Oh, don't do that. Yep. Woo! Animation is so sick. Activate this. We're going to put you in the back row. And then, we're not done yet. We ain't done yet. Send these away. Activate this. Put this in their back row. Which is funny because their entire deck relies on... and then we do this. Relies on having a back row. And then we banish... Vermelio. Editor, did I cook or did I cook?
Oh my God.
I feel like I cooked.
So much.
And then what else do I have? This is just Sylvie, which doesn't do anything, right? Sylvie can go into Chaos Angel. I can banish this, but that will be pointless. Why would I do that? I'll just set this instead. Bam. Woo! Editor, did I cook? I think I cooked. Editor, watch this. Like, this is why I hate this deck.
I hate this deck with a passion.
And we got to see Vengeance Dragon. You know what? I'm impressed. That was not an easy feat, but I did that. And I'm not talking about Ash feet. I'm talking about feet like human feet. Not like the feet that's connected to my legs, but like, you know, feets. Like, what are your feet? Editor, what is your feet? Tell me your feet.
Really? Just
to clarify, we're not talking about feet. If you're into feet, you're weird. That is White Forest. If you want to see more, thumbs up in the video. And maybe with just enough likes, I'll challenge one of my homies to a modern clash or something. We don't do that much modern content anymore, just because everyone wants to see like the GOAT stuff or like, you know, the older formats. It's more fun to watch, it's more easy to keep up. But if for some reason y'all want to see that, like the video enough and I'll make it happen. Other than that, editor, end the video for us.